Hey everybody, welcome back. We're continuing our study of this compilation of Hadiths, which enlightens our theological understanding of Islam. Every religious studies major should peep into these books, regardless of if you're just focusing on Judaism or Christianity. Reading these Hadiths, these ancient texts, right, from hundreds of years ago, is quite wonderful. We were dealing with a young boy, the king and the magician, remember? This was number 30. It's kind of a longer hadith, so a little bit awkward transition here. But let's pick up where we left off. So they took him, and he said, "O Allah, save me from them." The boat turned upside down, and they all drowned except the young boy, who came walking to the king. The king said to him, "What happened to your companions?" He said, "Allah has saved me from them." And he said to the king, "You cannot kill me until you do what I command you to do." Oh, jeez. I'd be like, "You can't kill me at all." The king asked, "What is that?" He said, "Gather all the people in one place, and tie me up to the trunk of a tree. Then take an arrow from my quiver and say, 'With the name of Allah, the Rabb of the boy,' then shoot me." Well, if somebody asked me to do that, I'd be like, do we need to see a counselor, my friend? But let's see. It's like he's demonstrating, though, his dedicatedness, right? So I understand where it's coming from. "If you do that, you will be able to kill me." The king called the people in an open field and tied the young boy to the trunk of a tree. Jeez, the king called people to witness that. No, whoa. He took out an arrow from his quiver, fixed in the bow, and said, "With the name of Allah, the Rabb of the young boy." He then shot the arrow, and it hit the boy's temple. The young boy placed his hand upon the temple, okay, so that's right here, where the arrow had hit him, and died. The people then said, "Well, he died though." The people then said, "We believe in the Rabb of this young boy." Okay. Alright. Now, Saint Sebastian was famous for that as well, where in Christianity, martyrs getting filled with arrows was something, or getting fed to animals in the arena. Here we have another example in the Islamic realm where somebody dies by arrows to prove their loyalty to their God and their commitment to their God. And this is a young man. Think about it. He's a young man here. And that really contrasts if a young man will do it about an older one. Guy in his 40s, right? The king was told, "Do you see what you were afraid of? By Allah, it has taken place. All people have believed." The king then commanded that trenches be dug and fire lit in them, and he said, "Who will not turn back from the young boy's religion, throw him in the fire, or he would be ordered to jump into it." So who would not turn back from the young boy's religion? So the young boy, he died in the name of his Rabb, okay, that's what we learned, or he would be ordered to jump into it. You'll be ordered to jump into it if you will not turn back from the young boy's religion. Okay. They did so till a woman came with her child. She felt hesitant in jumping into the fire. I would, because I won't take care of my kid. The child said to her, "Oh, mother, endure this ordeal, for you are on the right path." Muslim. Now this is interesting here. That's a paradox. On the surface you can mock that, but think about it. The young man, the young boy, he demonstrates his loyalty to his Rabb. Now the mother, because of her child, is hesitant, because that's what I would feel as a mom. I can't, my baby. But it's interesting that it ends with the little one encouraging her to stay faithful to her maker. That's something philosophical paradox should be examined on, right? Alright, now we're in the commentary part where we're going to be enlightened and really understand even more detailed analysis. Okay, commentary. The most important lesson of this hadith is that whatever difficulties one has to face on the path of deen, he should endure it with patience and determination, and if interest of the deen requires, one should sacrifice his life for it. Okay, so path of the deen. Alright. Determination and patience and endurance, definitely a trait that throughout all the Islamic texts I've gotten to read, something that is very important, that really fortifies you. Now, I know what people are gonna say. They're gonna fearmonger. Oh, you're gonna sacrifice for the deen. This shows or this. But that's exactly what you pledge allegiance to. Like, for example, let me say I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. When you say I pledge allegiance to the flag, that means the flag, the mythos around it, its history, its values, and essentially its chief, right? The one who gets to send you to war, your chief commander, your president, your leader, your Congress, your Senate, everything a part of it, the land, everything. And when you get sent to war, right, you are sacrificing your life for your country, right? So if you'll do it for your country, which is temporal and subjected to corruption, can you mock someone for deciding that the one who made them is superior than worshiping their boss? Right? I don't know. You gotta really just not have weak arguments. Number 2, the wonders displayed by righteous people are true. Okay, wonders displayed by righteous people. When Allah's will and wisdom requires, He manifests these wonders through His slaves. So, that is an interesting note here, that righteous people will be proven correct via their wonders. Now, I know some atheist secularists will get into the magician aspect, even though this spoke about a magician, right? Today we have magicians who are able to do tricks, and we have a lot of media that can create a completely alternative realm of reality that isn't truth. So it's easy for people to mock any type of wonder display. But I bet if we saw something that was just so out of this world, we would change our minds. But not everybody gets to witness that. And not everybody's brain can handle it if they witnessed it, right? Because some people, if you saw something so miraculous, it might change you and freak you out, right? Like, imagine people who've seen, let's say they claim they've seen a flying saucer, regardless of whether you believe in that or not. People say they go nuts, right? People will commit you to an insane asylum if they say, oh, you can talk to God, but if God talks back, you're insane. So they put you under medication, they put you in facilities, they label you to suppress you. So today it's very common to mock any conception of wonders because they'll simply say it's schizophrenia, hallucinations. Quite sad, but I think we should give a little bit of charity when we read something like that, right? Okay, now we're on number 3. It is a proof of the truth of the Quran that it has retold the great historical event like Ashab ul Ukhdud, which, buried in the dust of ages, had long been forgotten. Okay, the historical event like Ashab ul Ukhdud. I wish he would put in parentheses what the other name for that one was, because I don't remember that event. I bet it's in another name in the Quran. Or it's called that, and I'm just not recollecting the English version, but we'll have to look at that later, the definition of what that was. Or one of you brilliant minds can drop it into the comment section, because a lot of you are even more scholarly than me. Number 4, it is not possible to explain and interpret the Quran without help of a hadith. The event of Ashab ul Ukhdud mentioned in the Quran is an instance in point. It is the hadith that has brought into light the details of the event and clarified its ambiguity. Okay, so hadiths having a sort of utilization factor to clarify any sort of remaining ambiguities that would confuse and obstruct our clear perception. 5. Such incidents are a source of strength for the faith of true believers. So if you are a true believer, incidents of that measure should give you hope to carry on. Quite fantastic. Brilliant. What do you think?